Welcome to the CISO Daily Update.
Microsoft admits Russian state hack still not contained. This has tremendous national security implications. Microsoft revealed ongoing struggles to fully contain Russian government hackers who infiltrated email accounts of their senior executives in November, followed by attempts to breach customer networks using stolen data. The hackers, affiliated with Russia's SVR Foreign Intelligence Service, compromised source code repositories and internal systems and obtained passwords or authentication keys from Microsoft's email communications with unspecified customers. This attack reinforces the vulnerability of government and corporate organizations due to heavy reliance on Microsoft's software ecosystem. Cybersecurity experts warned of potential supply chain attacks against Microsoft's customers and raised concerns about Microsoft's limited communication regarding its breaches. The incident's financial impact on Microsoft remains unclear. Hacker claims breaching U.S. federal contractor Acuity selling ICE USCIS data. Renowned hacker, Intel Broker, says he broke into U.S. federal contractor Acuity Inc. and is selling private information obtained from Enforcement of Immigration and Customs and USCIS. The compromised data reportedly contained full names, passport information, dates of birth, phone numbers, email addresses, physical addresses, and even physical characteristics of over 100,000 individuals. Leaked emails also disclose private exchanges on investigative methods, ICE officers' discussions with third parties, and more. The hacker used a zero-day vulnerability in GitHub to obtain this data. The breach highlights the vulnerability of third-party contractors with similar incidents involving American Express, the Metropolitan Police Force, and Greater Manchester police officers. Threat actors breached two crucial systems of the USCIS. Threat actors successfully breached two important cybersecurity and infrastructure security agency systems by leveraging Ivanti product vulnerabilities. The compromised systems include the Infrastructure Protection Gateway and the Chemical Security Assessment Tool, which stores sensitive industrial data like site security plans and security vulnerability assessments. While the initial investigation indicated exploiting Ivanti vulnerabilities, CISA ensured that the damage was confined to two systems, which were quickly taken down. Dozens of data brokers disclose selling reproductive healthcare info, precise geolocation, and data belonging to minors. The California Privacy Protection Agency recently disclosed that numerous data brokers gather and sell sensitive information, such as reproductive health data, minors data, and precise geolocation data. Of 480 registered data brokers, 24 reported selling kids data, 79 selling accurate geolocation data, and 25 selling reproductive health information. The declaration, required by California's Delete Act, intends to promote openness and allow consumers to request the deletion of their personal data. However, experts are concerned about the absence of safeguards for children's privacy, particularly given the failure of federal rules such as COPPA to ban data brokers from selling information about minors. Furthermore, new CPPA guidelines would compel data brokers to provide more information on their websites and conduct frequent audits to verify compliance with privacy regulations. Paysign investigating reports of consumer information data breach. The financial services company Paysign is looking into claims of a data breach involving customer information. According to reports, attackers tried to sell a database with millions of records supposedly owned by Paysign. The company promised clients that service would continue unabated and acknowledged receiving the reports. However, Paysign declined to share more information. According to a Hacker Forum user, private client information was stolen, including full names, addresses, dates of birth, phone numbers, and account balances. Paysign business operations remain available to include its digital banking services and payment processing systems. Goblin hackers use one-day flaws to drop custom Linux malware. The financially motivated hacking group Goblin exploits one-day vulnerabilities to infiltrate public-facing servers, deploying custom malware targeting Windows and Linux systems. Leveraging publicly disclosed vulnerabilities for which patches have been released, Goblin swiftly exploits these flaws before targets can apply security fixes. Checkpoint analysts highlight the group's rapid exploitation of newly disclosed vulnerabilities, often within a day of a proof-of-concept exploit's release. Goblin targets various devices and services, including Ivanti Connect Secure, Apache ActiveMQ, ConnectWise Screen Connect, ClickSense, and Magento. Notably, the group deploys custom Linux malware variants, such as Nerbian Rat and Mini Nerbian, alongside a customized version of the WarpWire JavaScript stealer. These malware variants execute commands from the command and control server, enabling actions such as Linux command execution, configuration updates, and communication with the C2 server. New DoNex ransomware observed in the wild targeting enterprises. Enterprises in Europe and the US are vulnerable to a new ransomware threat known as DoNex, which compromises networks and demands ransom payments using double extortion techniques. The organization behind DoNex manages its operations through a dark web domain accessible via the Onion network. From there, they publish victim information and communicate via secure channels such as Tox Messenger. Recent reports show that DoNex has already targeted and exposed data from multiple companies. Critical Fortinet FortiOS bug, CVE 2024-21762, potentially impacts 150,000 internet-facing devices. Roughly 150,000 internet-facing devices may be impacted by the serious vulnerability, CVE 2024-21762, discovered in Fortinet FortiOS, which permits remote code execution. Fortinet issued warnings in February due to the active exploitation of the vulnerability, with a 9.6 rating on the CVSS scale. Because of the out-of-bounds write vulnerability that well-constructed HTTP requests can leverage, it is advised to turn off SSL VPN until updates are installed. A list of the impacted versions and their accompanying fixes was supplied by Fortinet. CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, estimates that 150,000 devices are still at risk. Notably, most of these devices are located in the United States, with significant numbers also in India and Brazil. QNAP warns of critical auth bypass flaw in its NAS devices. 3 serious flaws in QNAP's NAS software products have been made public. These flaws could allow unauthorized users to access and operate devices. Among the flaws are a SQL injection vulnerability, CVE 2024-21901, a command injection vulnerability, CVE 2024-21900, and an authentication bypass vulnerability, CVE 2024-21899. The vulnerability, bypassing authentication, can be remotely exploited without authentication, whereas the latter requires authenticated access. These vulnerabilities affect the QTS, QTS Hero, QTS Cloud, and my QNAP Cloud operating system versions. It is suggested that customers update their systems to the latest versions since QNAP has published patches to address these vulnerabilities. Because of their often weak security measures and the important data they store, network-attached storage systems are attractive targets for cybercriminals, which have been targeted in ransomware operations. Font security, still a Helvetica of a problem, says Australian graphics outfit Canva. Canva, an online graphic design platform, discovered 3 vulnerabilities in fonts while exploring less common attack surfaces. One high-severity bug, CVE 2023-45139, was found in Font Tools, a Python library for font manipulation, where an untrusted XML file could lead to font subsetting with a malicious entity. 2 other vulnerabilities, CVE 2024-25081 and CVE 2024-25082, were associated with naming conventions and compression in tools like FontForge and ImageMagick. Exploiting these vulnerabilities could result in shell execution or command injection. Canva emphasized the importance of treating fonts as untrusted input and advocated for more research in font security due to its prevalent yet overlooked nature. Why is gender diversity important in cybersecurity? Co-founders of Flexon, a hardware cybersecurity and memory storage expert, Camelia Chan and Mei Chang, stressed the value of female diversity in cybersecurity. To close the skills gap in the cybersecurity industry and improve its ability to defend against cyber attacks, gender diversity in the field is essential. Since they are underrepresented in the field, women can offer distinct viewpoints that can address discrimination, encourage diversity, and close gaps in communication within companies. A secure digital future can be achieved by valuing skills over gender conventions and embracing diversity in the cybersecurity sector. Transitioning to memory-safe languages, challenges and considerations. Omkar Arasaratnam, General Manager at the Open Source Security Foundation, delves into the evolution of memory-safe programming languages and their significance in addressing the memory safety limitations of languages like C and C++. He discusses how transitioning to memory-safe languages represents a paradigm shift in software development, addressing long-standing security concerns and promoting code quality, particularly in critical sectors. With proper education and community support, adopting memory-safe languages can lead to a safer and more resilient digital ecosystem.
Thanks for listening. Remember to subscribe to our newsletter at CISOheadlines.com. Until next time, stay curious.